Let's get started. This is the fiscal year 2025 budget hearing of the Upper Big Blue NRD. Open Meeting Act. The budget notice here, the fiscal year 2025 budget hearing notice was published in the York News Times on August 8th, 2024. The Open Meeting Act is posted in the back of the room by the door. The reminder, all cell phones should be silenced during the meeting. Please be aware this meeting is being recorded. When speaking, the desktop microphone button must be depressed. This ensures that your comments are recorded in their entire comment. The recording becomes part of the public record along with written board minutes in accordance with state statute. Roll call.
Bethune.
Here.
Anthony Bohaty.
Here.
Jeff Bohaty.
Here.
Richard Bohaty.
Here.
Dickinson.
Here.
Groats. Houdersheldt.
Here.
Kuehner.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
Nuss.
Here.
Otte.
Here.
Perry.
Here.
Peterson.
Here.
Siebert.
Here.
Stahly. Here. Weiss. Yates.
Here.
We have a quorum.
I have no consideration of director's request for excused absence. So with that, we will do the review of the fiscal year 2025 budget. And you should have a copy of the cover page, and I will turn it over to Mr. Eichenberg.
Thank you, Chairman. Most of my comments will be focused on the cover page. This is the same cover page that the board has seen many times. Just to run through it, if you look at the total property task asking for this year, it's $3,570,138.25. That compares to last year of $3,486,326 for a difference of $83,812.25, which is an increase of 2.4%. If you look at the valuations, we do not have the valuations that actually comes in next month. So please ignore the next evaluations compared to last year. You can see that there has been no transfers from the sinking fund this year. You go on down and you can see that the 1% restricted funds that would have been needed to by a vote of the 2/3 majority of the board has been deleted. So that means our unused authority has decreased $38,776.94. The next several pages in your handout are budgets by department. None of those have changed since the last time you saw this. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Is there any questions or comments from board members, directors? Okay. Is there any questions or comments from the public? Okay. So with that, I am going to close the fiscal year 2025 budget hearing. Okay, now we'll move on to the board meeting of the Upper Big Blue NRD. Open Meeting Act. The public notice has been published in the York News Times on August 8th of 2024. The Open Meeting Act is posted in the back of the room by the door. The reminder, all cell phones should be silenced during the meeting. Please be aware that this meeting is being recorded. When speaking, the desktop microphone button must be pressed. This ensures that your comments are recorded in their entire content. The recording becomes part of the public record along with written board amendments in accordance with state statute. Roll call.
Anthony Bohaty.
Here, yes.
Jeff Bohaty.
Here.
Richard Bohaty.
Here.
Dickinson,
Here.
Gross. Houdersheldt.
Here.
Kuehner.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
Nuss.
Here.
Otte.
Here.
Perry.
Here.
Peterson.
Here.
Siebert.
Here.
Stahly. Here. Weiss.
Here.
Bethune.
Here.
Yates.
Here.
We have a quorum.
I have no consideration of director's request for excused absence. Public comments. Anyone may comment on any matter that is not on this agenda. However, no board action can be taken until the following board meeting according to Nebraska Open Meeting Act, unless the board declares it an emergency. Please hold comments on any listed item until it is considered. Does anyone have anything that they want to mention at this time? Okay. Sign in and then state your name and address. Okay, yeah. On that microphone, there's a button. Push it and the yellow or the light should turn green. And stay on. Is 3 minutes long enough?
Can I have a few more?
Okay,
Okay.
5 minutes.
Okay. Mine is two parts tonight. The first part, I'm going to be speaking on behalf of Tina Oswald, who is not able to be here. These are the packets that I've also distributed to you. So I'll be reading on her behalf. Good evening, Chairman Yates and NRD board members. My name is Tina Oswald and we farm west of Aurora. I want to take a step back tonight for our discussion. I don't think anyone will argue that in the last 8 months, tensions have been high. I want to take just a few minutes tonight to refocus. Those in attendance at the Water Committee meeting last week heard from Kelsey Bergen on economic development. She left you with language for Rule 5, Chapter 17 changes, as well as talked about construction of projects and meeting deadlines with various entities involved in that process while giving certainty to potential businesses wanting to locate within the UBB NRD. Here's where I want to take the step back. I've given you a handout on Nebraska's NRDs. It lists the history of NRDs and outlines the 12 responsibilities as also noted on Nebraska's nrdnet.org website. Along with the handout, I've also looked up the 8 pillars as noted on your website. NRDs focus on the following 12 areas: erosion prevention and control, flood damage and prevention, soil conservation, water supply development, water management and conservation, pollution control, waste disposal, drainage improvement, fish and wildlife habitat, outdoor recreation, and forestry and range management. UBB NRD's 8 pillars are water, soil, urban conservation, flood control, trees and wildlife habitat, recreation, grazing land, and education. In all of this, what is not listed is economic development. I see no mention in any of these resources I gave you or in Nebraska's state statutes, chapters 2 and chapter 46, that the role of an NRD is to focus on economic development, aligning construction schedules to meet deadlines, and allowing extensions to well construction permits if companies cannot meet those deadlines nor giving other users 100% of usage if allocation is triggered. Your job as an NRD board member does not require that you give potential businesses certainty. State statutes do not outline that NRD's purpose is to give certainty to economic development offices for businesses they are working with. Your role is not to make decisions based on a community economic development perspective. Your decisions should be based off protecting our resources. There is no certainty that allocation won't happen. There's no certainty that we'll each be here tomorrow. Your focus needs to be directed back to your purpose as an NRD and as representatives of your communities in the UBB NRD. Data, understanding the data, and common sense are necessary for you as a board to make decisions to protect our natural resources. I understand how all of the spokes need to come together for development to happen, but it is not stated as your role to guarantee certainty to large water users. You have not given me the certainty that our water rights won't be affected. There is no way any one person or board can grant certainty for anything. Thank you. So now I'll speak on my behalf.
Okay.
Okay, good evening. My name is Ruth Peters and I live near Hampton. I would like to read something to you. The mission of the Upper Big Blue Natural Resources District is to be a leader in conserving, protecting, developing, and managing the natural resources of this district for the health and welfare of the people of the district. This quote was taken directly from your website and is your mission statement. My question to you tonight is, have you upheld your mission statement to the citizens of the Upper Big Blue NRD by allowing a foreign company to come into Hamilton County and use 3 million gallons of water per day? Your statement also says, more than 56,000 citizens rely on the Upper Big Blue Natural Resources District to provide direction and assistance in the wise use, conservation, and development of our soil, water, and related natural resources. The NRD is dedicated to the conservation and careful development of natural resources to serve everyone's needs. So my next question to you is allowing a foreign entity to use 3 million gallons of water per day, does that meet your requirements of conservation and careful development of our natural resources? Even though I've been unable to attend some of the NRD meetings in person, I have watched them online and I have become quite concerned about a couple of things. One, Mr. Siebert stated last month that there was to be no more discussion in regards to Synergen. But yet, last week, Ms. Bergen from the Rural Development Corporation was allowed to come before the Water Committee and discuss just that very topic. I don't know how one person can be allowed to do that, but others cannot. Does it matter about which side you were sitting on? It is not the responsibility of this board to make sure that the Rural Development Corporation meets their goals. Since when does a private entity tell a state agency how to write your own regulations? Your responsibility is to adhere to your mission statement and the NRD guidelines. Also, this board seems to be steering away from their 8 pillars of natural resources management, which are listed on your website. They include water, soil, urban conservation, flood control, trees and wildlife habitat, recreation, grazing land, and education. There is no mention of economic development listed there. In the last few meetings that I've watched, these pillars, especially water, seem to be getting more insignificant all the time. There seems to be hesitation in making changes to rules or being decisive. What happened to the discussion of a moratorium on large water user permits? It seems as though creating the rules is more important than the actual act of protecting our water. If we don't have water to grow our crops and live in our homes, then everyone suffers. It's extremely important that this board remembers their obligations and the goals of this agency, which is to protect the aquifer for future generations. Thank you.
Is there anyone else? Okay, if not, we'll move on. The next thing on our agenda is to the adoption of the agenda. Would someone like to make?
Go move.
Second.
Roll call.
Jeff. Richard.
Yes.
Dickinson.
Yes.
Houdersheldt.
Yes.
Kuehner.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Nuss.
Yes.
Otte.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Siebert.
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Weiss.
Yes.
Bethune.
Yes.
Anthony.
Yes.
Yates.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Approval of the minutes of the July 25th, 2024 Board of Directors meeting.
Move to approve as printed.
Second. Is there any corrections or additions? Roll call.
Richard.
Yes.
Dickinson.
Yes.
Houdersheldt.
Yes.
Kuehner.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Nuss.
Yes.
Otte.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Siebert.
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Weiss.
Yes.
Bethune.
Yes.
Anthony.
Yes.
Jeff.
Yes.
Yates.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, at this time, the budget we just had at our hearing, we need to adopt that budget. Or is there a motion?
I would move to adopt the budget as presented.
Second. Is there any comments, discussions on that? Roll call.
Dickinson.
Yes.
Houdersheldt.
Yes.
Kuehner.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Nuss.
Yes.
Otte.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Siebert.
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Weiss.
No.
Bethune.
Yes.
Anthony.
No.
Jeff.
No.
Richard.
Yes.
Yates.
Yes.
That carried 13-3.
Okay, at this time, we have a staff recognition. Crystal, would you please come up here? It's been hard to believe you've been here 5 years
I
already.
know, my husband was shocked.
Good. Yeah, well, thank you for everything you've done and the things you continue to do. So here's a small token.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, the next thing on the agenda is a Water and Regulations Committee report. Kendall.
Water and Regulations Committee met Tuesday, August 8th, 2024 at 5:30 PM at the NRD office. Those who participated are listed below. The committee members were Doug Dickinson, Groves, Miller, Otte, Peterson, Stahly, myself, and Yates. Staff, other directors, and guests are also listed. Publication of legal notice. It was acknowledged that the legal notice of the committee meeting was published in the New York News Times. Open Meetings Act was also advised that for those present, that the Open Meetings Act is posted by the entrance to the boardroom. Our action items, item A, authorization to sign claim documents for 2019 Dodge. Glatfelter Claims Management needs a document stating who can sign the title and other documents related to claim. Staff drafted a letter to be approved by board action. Motion to authorize David A. Eigenberg to sign title and other documents related to the claim for the 2019 Dodge pickup. That motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Any questions, comments on this? Roll call.
Houdersheldt.
Yeah.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Weiss,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item B. The water department is short one vehicle with the loss of a 2019 Dodge with a full staff and the field workload. Not all staff can be out doing field work. It was suggested by staff to consider getting bids for a new pickup that is already on a dealership lot, which meets the district minimum bid specifications. After discussion, following motion was made. Motion, staff is directed to solicit bids for a new pickup which meets the district's bid minimum specifications from dealerships within the district and dealerships which the district has purchased pickups from in the past and present the bids at the next committee meeting for consideration. This motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Matthew.
Matt.
Thank you.
Questions or comments? Roll call.
Kuehner, Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Weiss,
No.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
No.
Richard,
No.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
That carried 13-3.
With the filling of the integrated water programs coordinator position, a pickup is needed for him to meet the requirements of the position. The pickup is in the 2024-2025 budget. Staff recommended since the district could be soliciting bids for an off the lot pickup to replace the totaled pickup, which the committee consider purchasing an off the lot pickup to fill this need. After discussion, the following motion was made. Motion, staff is directed to solicit bids for a new pickup which meets the district specifications from dealerships within the district and dealerships which the district has purchased pickups from in the past, and present the bids at the next committee meeting for consideration. This motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Any questions on this, comments?
Just second pickup on this. This isn't all the same pickup. No.
No.
So it's two.
Yes. Yeah. Teresa.
Remind me again, we were doing this a little bit early, so we don't have the lag time waiting for one when we order it. Is that kind of what the concept was here? Why we were not sticking truly to the budget?
Yeah, no, well, as we're going through this with the process, by the time we actually do get the bids, our budget will be passed in. So, but yeah, it's to speed up that process. So instead of waiting 8-9 months to get a truck, which puts us all the way into starting of work next season, that we'll have one here and be using it already. So.
Anthony.
Is the purchase of this pickup part of the grant money we're getting? Because I believe this position was part of that grant, or is this NRD money?
So go ahead.
This is NRD money that's purchased from the pickup, but it's to meet the requirements of the grant position. We're required to furnish that position of a vehicle for their field work.
Anthony, if the grant would go away, that fleet, that would just become part of our fleet. So we wouldn't have to sell it. If the grant goes away, it just become part of the fleet and we would cycle something with higher mileage out.
Just exactly what is, what is this integrated water program coordinator? What does it do? Or her duties, whatever?
His duties is he's our field person that goes out and works with the producers to help them find conservation practices that will help improve their ability for saving nitrogen and that. So he'll work with them to help them, guide them to NRCS programs or to NRD programs so that we can start getting more conservation on the ground and better nitrogen.
Is he replacing somebody?
Yes,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Caleb Fritz was in that position before, so.
Was that last month? 2 months ago?
What was Dan Lenninger in some, he was with Crop or whatever, isn't that kind of?
Yeah,
what he did?
Dan was more in the water conservation part of it, and we have Valerie Paul in that position right now. She's the one that is working with that. That's a lot to do with our phase 2 and 3 reports, getting those collected and getting the moisture sensors and that stuff out to the producers and helping them with better water management.
And there's no other organization statewide or whatever that will do this kind of work, going out to see the farmers, or are we the only one that does that kind of stuff?
Well, I guess we looked at this as a niche that has been kind of left out. Producers don't necessarily go looking for potential programs. We thought this is a good way to help get more conservation on the ground.
Any other questions or comments? Roll call.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Weiss,
No.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Houdersheldt, Kuehner,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
That carried 15-1.
Item D, committee reviewed the irrigated acres certification of 22 parcels totaling 1,634.80 acres, yielding an increase in irrigated acres of 104.72. The total irrigated acres within the district is now 1,249,302.98 acres. Motion to certify the acre changes as presented to the committee. This motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second. Questions, comments? Roll call.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Weiss,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yeah.
Yates,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item E, one aquifer quality well abandonment cost share assistance program application is recommended for final payment totaling $1,000. A list is attached. Motion to make a cost share payment for one well abandonment as reviewed by the committee at a cost of $1,000. This motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Questions, comments? Roll call.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Weiss,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item F. 2 new applications for chemigation cost share have been authorized. 4 have been reviewed by staff and are recommended for payment at a cost of $2,813.31. A list is attached. Motion to make cost share payments for 4 chemigation cost share assistance applications in the amount of $2,813.31. This motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Roll call.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Weiss,
No.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
yes,
Yates,
Yes.
That carried 15-1.
Item G, 8 water meter cost share assistance applications were recommended for final payment totaling $2,334.25. A list is attached. Motion to make cost share payments for 8 water meter repair cost share assistance applications in the amount of $2,334.25. This motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Who had the second?
Peterson.
Oh, okay. Okay. Any questions on this or comments? Roll call.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Weiss,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yeah.
Otte,
yes,
Perry,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Beehive license renewal and invoice in the amount of $29,484 was received from Beehive Industries for the renewal of the NRD license. The renewal period is September 2024 to August 2025. The license covers maintenance, hosting, and unlimited seats to the platform. Motion to pay Beehive Industries $29,484 for the Beehive NRD suite license renewal period from September 2024 through August 2025. This motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Any questions on this or comments? Yes.
What does it mean when it says unlimited seats to the platform?
That allows all of the staff to be able to get onto the platform and do work on it. So
Any other questions or comments? Roll call.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Weiss,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
yes,
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item I, University of Nebraska, an invoice was received in the amount of $3,939.80 for work completed between June 1st, 2024 and June 30th, 2024 on the ongoing VADOS study in the district. Invoice is attached. Motion to pay the University of Nebraska for work completed June 1st, 2024 and to June 30, 2024 in the amount of $3,939.80. This motion carried 6 yes, 2 no, and I so move.
Second.
Questions? Comments? Roll call.
Stahly, yes. Weiss,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Oh.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
No.
Miller,
No.
Nuss,
No.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
That carried 12-4.
Item J, meter maintenance program. With the receipt of a second RFP, the board referred the discussion back to the committee at the July board meeting. The first RFP received was from Tri-City Meter by email. Charges would be as follows: on-site mechanical meter service, $100 per meter location, micrometer gaskets, 4-inch $36, 6-inch $47, 8-inch $90. Canopy boots as needed were $46. The second RFP was received from Sanderson Irrigation. Charges would be as follows: on-site mechanical meter service, 90 per meter location. Gaskets would be $15.75 and canopy for all of them, and canopy boots would be as needed, and they would be at $52.90. The district mechanical meter maintenance is divided into 5 areas with approximately 2,000 meters serviced each year. So this would be a 5-year agreement. Tri-City Meters email and Sanderson's Irrigation completed RFP bid sheet are attached. Motion to accept Sanderson Irrigation quote to perform the district's mechanical meter maintenance for a 5-year cycle. This motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Questions? Comments? Yes, Bill.
Yeah, I was in that committee meeting. Tell me why we can't do this cheaper. We had. I'll let Terry, since it's his program.
Yeah, by the time we add in all the extra expense that we would have between the staff and that, it pretty much comes to where we have 2 actually companies, private end companies that want to do this. It's probably better that we let them do it than that the staff does it, so. But cost wise, wouldn't be any savings by the staff doing it.
Any other questions or comments?
I was thinking when we got the bid sheet, there was savings if we did it ourselves. It was more so the question whether we could get the staff to do the work was more so what I thought the question was. But
Well, by the time we added in, we would need to add another staff member. And I think
Yeah.
that's where that put that really to the cost per meter would be less.
we
but
could
by
do
the
it
time
cheaper,
we-
but by the time you add
By the
in
time
all
you
the
add
benefits
in
of another
extra
person.
staff and time, it puts it over.
Any other questions or comments? Yes, Jeff. I think that's what we've done in the
It's
past,
been
but I'll let-
set up, yeah, it's been set up that way since they started the meter maintenance program. Because trying to do that many meters in 1 year would be pretty impossible. Getting, 2,000 done in a season is pretty good.
I didn't mean it for 2000.
Oh, the 5-year. Yeah, well, because of we have the district broke up into 5 areas. And so that's why it's a 5-year contract instead of trying to do a contract each year for each area. That would be what we'd end up doing. So it's better to give them to know that they will have a commitment for a 5-year period. It does help with them giving a little better bidding on it. So.
Any other, yes, go ahead, Anthony.
If we're not satisfied with who's doing this, do we have any recourse to get rid of them, or I'm just asking. I'm not saying they won't do a good job, but I was wondering that.
If they don't meet our requirements, then yes, we could, you know, do something different, so. It's laid out in the RFP of what they're required to do, so.
Any other questions or comments? Roll call.
Weiss,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
No.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
No.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
No.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
No.
Stahly, yes. Yates,
Yes.
That carried 12-4.
Item K, rules enforcement. Other water users. There are 7 other water users who have not reported their 2023 usage. Letters of intent to issue a cease and desist order will be sent.
Kendall, I'd like to report that these, they have all now complied with that. And we've got.
All 7?
All 7 have submitted their use, so we just got the last one 5 o'clock Monday, so.
Okay. Okay, item 2 is 2023-24 phase 2 and 3 reporting. Staff has received an annual phase 2 and 3 reports from the following operators: Dale Bannister, Scott C. Harmon, and then Greg Bolte will also be added to that. It happened before this was printed. Both 2022 and 2023 as well, 23 and 24 are Amy D. Leonard and Daniel Leonard. And staff requests that orders of cease and desist be lifted on these operators. So the motion is to lift orders of cease and desist on Dale Bannister, Scott C. Harmon for the, is Greg Bolte for both years, or is he just for the one?
Greg Bolte's just for 1 year.
For one, so he should be.
Scott Harmon is for the 2 years.
Okay, all right. So lift order of cease and desist on Dale Bannister, Scott C. Harmon for the 2020 through 23 and the 23 and 24 reporting years, and Amy D. Leonard and Daniel Leonard, along with Gregory Bolte. The motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Any questions or comments?
That's all.
Marie, did you have something?
I think that's all.
Oh,
I think that's.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Is that how it's supposed to be? It's supposed to have Greg Bolte, because my committee was like, it's different.
What, the Greg Bolte?
I didn't have Greg Bolte on the.
That just got added.
Okay, so, okay.
Yeah, Greg Bolte got added to
Oh, and,
do it.
okay, just add it on. Okay.
Yeah.
John.
Those had not had an order actually sent to them. They had just had the intent to issue.
Any other questions or comments? Roll call.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Weiss,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item 3, one operator was witnessed and documented for violation of a order of cease and desist from irrigating. This will be sent to legal on August 9, 2024. Item 4, one operator was witnessed and documented for a violation of order of cease and desist from irrigating. All documents have been submitted to legal for further action. Legal counsel Ken and Meyer explained the process once they received the violation notification and took questions from the community. Discussion and no action items. Kelsey Bergen from Community Development came and spoke to the board, just informing us about what that process looks like and whether there's something that would make sense to change as far as large water users when it comes to what our permitting process looks like. We had a large water user discussion. Some of that was addressed related to whether it makes sense to change something on those permits as far as how long or how you would extend them. And Kenan kind of let us know that that would have to be done in like the actual permit process if you were to do that. Another topic was how long that was discussed was how long we want a hydrologic study to be good for, where if you approve something or if the permit expires, how long do we consider that viable to come back as a discussion item again? And another part of the discussion was related to whether when it comes to allocation, if we should focus more on how we're going to monitor them, and if we have the two different stages of how big a water user is, how many actual full-time monitoring stations we'd have to have. So not just measuring wells, but ones that would just give real-time information so that we could react to it. The well permit summary is attached, and there's no additional information. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Yes.
Can you take a microphone over to her? It's behind Marie.
Yeah. Well, then have her sign in also.
Okay, this will just take a minute, but you probably wonder why there's all these people here today. And they are very concerned about the fact that water permits might be extended from a year of validity to 2 years with an extension or 5 years or whatever. And I think it would, I just like everybody that is concerned about that to stand up so that you would know why they are here.
Okay, thank you. Okay, at this time, we'll move on.
Lynn.
Oh,
I've got something I want to, can I say?
oh, yeah, go ahead, Paul.
It's a dead issue. And I didn't like being told that we can't discuss something. I didn't know that's the way the rules were. But I wish we would tell these people if they're here for that's fine. But I wish somebody had enough nerve or guts to tell these people that with their issue about water, it is a done deal. It's going to do them no good. Now I got to word this right so somebody doesn't say, well, it does them good to come. But as far as their circumstance, I've been told that there's a lot of people that are for this project. I haven't saw anybody here that's been for it really. But I wish, and I'm just going to say, would like to tell these people that if you're going to waste your time coming over the Synergen deal, don't waste your time. It's a done deal here. The board has made up their mind, and all you're talking and this is good information is going to do, and if I'm wrong, somebody correct me, is going to do no good. It is not going to change this board's decision. So unless you like, I'm glad to see people come to meetings, but unless you have other reasons to come, I'd stay home, watch TV, turn on the Lone Ranger or something, because it's not going to do you any good for what I think you're probably here for, really. So, and if I'm wrong, please keep coming. Thank you. Yeah. Am I wrong that it is, I guess that, and I'm not going to get into an argument tonight, but am I wrong that this is an issue that will not be gone over again with Synergen? That issue is done and no more will be said about it. Is that correct or am I wrong?
Oh, okay, go ahead, Kendall. I think
Yeah.
you're gonna say the same thing.
On that respect, yes, that is done. But for what she just spoke about, that's stuff that's currently being discussed. So actually, yes, there's real relevance for them showing up to that. But the idea of that they're trying to end or bring up Synergen all over again, yes, that is a done deal to permit this.
That's what I said, but if they're gonna come and keep bringing stuff like that for center, hoping that it'll change the board's mind, it is not going to. It's not gonna change, it's a dead issue. I mean, it's not a dead issue, it's a done deal. So, I mean, I'm glad to see people come, but I just had to say that because if that's one of the main reasons you're here, it's not gonna do any good.
I'm sorry, I'm Dave Hutzel from Hampton. I'm just wondering, could that decision be rescinded with a threat of a lawsuit?
With this time, we are not going to do that. You know, we've been advised not to do that. So, back to what Paul said, you know, a lot of what we're working on is for the future, the next one that comes up. So it's good to have input from the public and from everybody, you know, but to help us maybe draft some different regulations, for the future, you know, that's what the discussion's about now.
But Lynn, you know as well as I do, you can use that as an excuse, but their issue is done. Yes, it's fine that they want to come and give us ideas and maybe we can use some of them. But if they are coming just for their issue, it is done. It is not going to change their issue at all.
As far as Synergen and this present permit. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yes, that's.
One thing to clarify too, 3 million gallons a day, it's hard to conceptualize that. I figured out if you were allowed 10 inches of water in an irrigation period, that's 3 million gallons a day is 25 times that on that quarter. Just for volume. I mean, our concern is it's going to drag everything down all the way. And if they get in there, then there's going to be other water users. You know, for years, people have coveted our water. I mean, they tried to use the coal slurry line. One senator tried to, from Nebraska years ago, said, well, can't we sell it? You know, I understand all of this. I know you guys went through something here. I don't know if everybody understood the implications of it, but I understand the reason you can't rescind it is if threat of a lawsuit is so, then that's what it is.
If you haven't signed in and put the sign in, please. Okay, then we'll move on to the projects and program committee meeting. Richard?
Okay. Projects and Program Committee met last Thursday at the August 8th at the NRD office in York. Those present were committee members Bethune, myself, Houdersheldt, Nuss, Perry, Weiss, and Chairman Yates. Other staff members, directors, and guests as listed on the page here. Action items, private dams program. Mike Fiala has submitted a private dam program application for a dam located approximately 1.5 miles south of Oxbow Trail Rec Area in Butler County. Mike Fiala has submitted the 2% application fee. The committee reviewed the private dam program funding from the fiscal year 2024 and estimated funding from fiscal year 2025. Motion that the Upper Big Blue NRD approve the private dam program application for Mike Fiala for a dam located in the southeast quarter of Section 35, Township 13 North, Range 2 East in Butler County, with an estimated total cost of $46,000 and a 75% NRD cost share estimate of $34,500. That motion carried 7 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Questions on this or comments? Roll call.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson.
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Weiss,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item B, hazard mitigation plan update and payment request. JEO Consulting Group has been updrafting the draft hazard mitigation plan using the community profiles submitted from the June meetings. JEO Consulting Group submitted an invoice in the amount of $10,555.50 for work performed from June 15th to July 12th of 24. The Nebraska Emergency Management Agency share is 75% or $7,916.63. The Upper Big Blue NRD, Hamilton County, Seward County, York County will each pay 6.25% or $659.72. The Upper Big Blue NRD will invoice the other agencies quarterly. Motion that the Upper Big Blue NRD approve payment of $10,555.50 to JEO Consulting Group for work completed on the Upper Big Blue NRD multi-jurisdictional hazard mitigation plan from June 15th through July 12th of 2024. Motion carried 7 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second. Any questions on this, comments? Roll call.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Weiss,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Overland Trail Recreation Area update. Staff issued requests for quotes for the concrete work at Overland Trail. Work includes 288 parking stalls and sidewalks to the restroom and water hydrant. A summary of the quote results is attached. Staff is working with Dawson Electric on getting power to the restroom. The electrical work will be completed using a purchase order. Motion that the Upper Big Blue NRD award a contract to TLS Construction of York for $10,804.03 for the concrete work at Overland Trail, which includes 2 ADA parking stalls and sidewalks to the restroom and the water hydrant. That motion carried 7 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Questions or comments? Roll call.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Weiss,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Discussion and no action items. Publication of legal notice of meeting, Open Meetings Act, land treatment program. Staff discussed the end of fiscal year 2024 land treatment funding. The number and amount of land treatment applications and projects were down again in fiscal year 2024. Smith Creek Rec Area staff is working with Dawson Electric to reinstall the outlets from the old picnic shelter and the new picnic shelter. This work will be completed with a purchase order. Lake Hastings Water Quality Management Plan, Lake Hastings Watershed Study is being reviewed by the EPA. Once approved, the next step will be to develop a project implementation plan that will outline the process for implementing improvement measures such as best management practices. Staff will work with the City of Hastings and the Little Blue NRD for the development of the project implementation plan. Additional information, Smith Creek Rec Area. Staff has received a couple of complaints concerning access to the area during the last week of June during the gathering from the special use permit. Complaints included not being about to access the boat dock area. The special use permit granted stated that the park facilities must remain open for others to use. This may be addressed in the future during a plan review of NRD Rule 6. Staff was notified of an apparent abandoned boat at Smith Creek. Staff has notified the Seward County Sheriff's Office. The camper has also exceeded the 14-day limit. Staff is trying to locate the owner to give them a notice that if the camper is not removed, it will be removed by the NRD. Recharge Lake Eagle Scout project. A local scout is planning on installing a kayak launch on the boat ramp at Recharge Lake and replacing a bench near the ramp as part of the Eagle Scout project. This scout will attend a future projects and programs committee and give a presentation on his project. And I will say, I'm glad these people from Aurora all come. This shows how much concern they have, no matter what happens in the future. I think they deserve a round of applause from the board. I'm glad they all come And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Richard.
Any updates on the camper?
Yeah, we got the boat owner from an expired boat license and the owner's in jail. And so we were trying to figure out who the camper was and talk about getting it. And there's a state patrolman that lives right by Smith Creek, and he went out and he knew he'd been there longer than 14 days and told him he had to leave. And he said, I left one day, I came back. And that's not the way our rules read. So the camper's been removed. The boat's sitting in storage at the towing company because by our rules, we're supposed to, if something's kind of abandoned or left, we're supposed to hold that 30 days. I don't know that we will. But I told him at least hold it for a week in case he comes in. I doubt that they'll want it, but we were concerned it was a safety hazard because it was sitting out there on the dock and probably tempting for other kids to get in there. So it has been removed.
Okay, thank you, Jack. Okay, we'll move on to the executive committee, the report, Bill.
The executive committee met at 8:15 PM on Thursday, August 8th, 2024 in the NRD office in York. Committee members present were Yates, Stahly, Dickinson, Bethune, Siebert, Bohaty, Miller, and Houdersheldt. Board Chair Yates acknowledged that we published the legal notice of the committee meeting on July 30th, 2024 in the York News Times. Yates advised these presents that the Open Meeting Act is posted by the entrance to the boardroom. Item A, Nebraska Association of Resource Districts, NRA dues discussion. An invoice dated 7/9/2024 for $40,717.45 has been received from NARD for the fiscal year 25 dues. Motion to approve payment of $40,717.45 to the NARD for the fiscal year 2025 dues. The motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second. Any questions or comments? Yeah.
Is the total budget of the NAR divided equally amongst all the other?
It's on a land-based area.
That's not true. It's on the property tax. It's on not valuation.
Which is land. Where's your?
It's valuation.
Valuation. Okay. So where are we in the rank? Our evaluation in the middle? Or in the dues?
I don't know. Paul,
What's the total budget of the NARD? Okay, I like it.
okay.
What's the increase over last year?
Oh,
2%, wasn't it?
Last year.
Well, last year, but this year's 2%.
any other questions? Roll call.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes, Weiss,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Motion carried.
No action items. The 2024 Nebraska Association of Resource Districts, the committee was updated on the process of submitting an NARD legislative resolution that was due today, so we're too late. If you had any plans, Dave, anybody submit anything? No, nothing. All right, the committee was reminded that the delegate and alternate to the NARD conference was assigned during the January 2023 officers election. The voting delegate and alternate for the 2024 September NARD conferences are Paul Bethune for the voting delegate and John Miller as the alternate. This year's public relations tour is August 23rd. If you haven't done so, let Crystal know if you're coming or not coming and if you were driving. Dave, personnel report.
As you can see that we have filled the vacant specialist, integrated water program specialist. Jared Fleming started August 5th. That is the grant funded position that Paul was talking about earlier. It was earlier held by Caleb Fritz, and he has left and went to Ainsworth.
Who's that? Anyway.
Caleb Fritz.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
You can see the monthly financial statements attached. And the NRD Hall of Fame induction, Larry Moore, will be announced at this year's Husker Harvest Days on September 11th, 2024 as the 2024 NRD Hall of Fame inductee. The induction will be held at the banquet on September 23rd, 2024 in conjunction with the NARD annual conference. You can see all the upcoming events. The meeting was adjourned at 8:35 and that concludes my report.
Okay. Thank you, Bill. Okay, we'll move on to the financial statement and approval of bills to be paid. You should have a copy in front of you. Look through it. Questions or comments? Yes, Bill.
439.01. Husker lock and key for a couple lock zones.
What that was after we had our keyless system installed, we had to replace the master key cylinders in the doors. So no access key was there. What we did, we took all the cylinders out of the doors besides the front and the back door. They have overrun keys that Marie and I have. So that's what that $700 was. That was for 11 doors that they had to not rekey, take the cylinder out and put a dead cylinder in it.
Any other questions or comments?
Motion to approve the financial statement and pay the bills.
Second. Has everybody had a chance to glance through them? Any questions? If not, roll call.
Houdersheldt,
Yeah.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Weiss,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, the NRCS report. Nicole.
Hi, everyone. Nicole Strand, NRCS in Osceola. So we've been busy wrapping up the end of our fiscal year activities. At this point,
Is the mic on? Is the green light on?
yeah,
Okay.
I'll lean closer to it. At this point, between the 5 offices that are in the district, we've obligated 71 contracts this year, which is more than average. That is between EQIP, CSP, and RCPP. There's still a few stragglers though, so I'd guess our final number will be somewhere around 80. As far as events we have coming up, NRCS is hosting range judging for the area on September 12th. And I believe there's a soil health field day that's going to happen in Fillmore County in September. Is that still? Okay. Pheasants Forever is also hosting a fire demonstration up in Butler County. So if you're in the area, want to go, interested, you can contact me and I can give you more information. And I finally have a date. This will be my last meeting. Josh will be back he'll be back next month. He will return to his duties as district conservationist after Labor Day. So thank you. Yeah, at some point.
Does anybody have any questions for Nicole? Okay, thank you very much. Okay, next thing, the NARD report. Paul, what do you got for us?
One thing I got is about legislature special session dean, and then Dave's forwarding out all the information as he gets it too. So keep up to date on that, as it changes almost daily what they're doing. Half of them don't know what they're doing anyway, so that's all I got. So I will send out the budget, NARD budget, and an email to everybody, so you get that. So if they ask questions, that's all I got.
Okay, anybody have any questions for Paul? Okay, so then we'll move on to the chairman's report. Next month, we need to approve this planning document. So there's a few changes in there. But you get bored, you can we'll look at that. It's the master plan and the long range plan. If there's something you don't like, get hold of Crystal. Or if you see something in there. John wanted me to mention the Hamilton County Corn Growers 2024 plot tour is Monday, August 26th. Senator Ricketts is going to be there. So it's it's 5 o'clock. The address is Highway 34 and South Road R. I'm not for sure where that's at. John could probably tell us pretty close.
Wow.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, since the tour's at 5, the meal's at 6, immediately following the plot tour. So okay. I don't know if we want to talk about legislation, but then there's any questions like Paul said, it just changes, not even daily, hourly, just about, so.
NRD stuff was left out of that, correct? Or whatever.
Well,
The latest version, yes. We're out of the calculations. But that could change. There's a couple senators that would like to bring it back in because it is a budget reduction or a tax reduction.
They're gonna stay there till they get something done.
I've heard both ways. The special session is called by the governor, but the legislative body adjourns. So it's been suggested that any motion to adjourn, even if no action was taken, it would adjourn.
Yeah, they tried that right away.
They tried that.
That's right. They did try to.
And it didn't work. Well, it didn't work at that time, but it wasn't 11 days into it.
Yes.
So I don't have any idea. I'd be speculating if I said which way it would come out.
And may or may not be.
Yeah, yeah. Stay tuned. That's all, it's, oh, but the other thing, Jeff, you want to mention anything today? Is there anything special today or anything, and I don't want to put you on the spot. If you don't want to say anything, just, say no and I'll go on.
Be a little talk. No.
No. Okay, Richard, you tell us.
I asked him this morning, if coming to the meeting, he goes, I gotta decide between my wedding anniversary and going to the meeting, and he was leaning towards the wedding anniversary, and one very good call, he said, I guess I'm coming.
But I believe his wife is here though. Yeah. Yeah, so. Yeah, a lot of times Roger's anniversary, it seems like it falls on. Sorry about putting you on the spot, so, I don't have anything else. Does any of the other directors have anything other than legislation? And that's.
What are we doing for September?
Oh, yes, when in September, we're gonna have all the committee meetings, September 12th. That's on a Thursday, 5:30. Last time that seemed to work pretty good. We got out of here, I don't know, halfway decent time. Yeah. So, yes. And then on the 19th of September, we'll have our tax request hearing and board meeting. So, so the valuation should be out by then, so we can set our levy. It might be. So, Rick. Rhonda, real quick.
Can I stand up? I'm cut to see back. I just want to say that I know that Paul did not mean, to belittle these people on coming to these meetings. I know you didn't. But they're concerned about future. It's not so much the Synogen. I think they probably have all come to realize that that's gone and that's under the bridge. But they're concerned and they want their voices heard for the upcoming changes that you're going to do. And I think last week we heard that you were all talking about extending water permits when state statutes say it's a year. I think that riled them up a little. You just approved a $3,570,000 budget. Everybody here in this room for that. It went out. So I think they're entitled to come here and voice their opinions. Thank you.
Rhonda, don't forget to sign in since you spoke, please. Okay, so with that, I would ask for a motion to adjourn so Jeff can celebrate his anniversary.
Move to adjourn.
Second. Okay, we have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passed unanimous.
Motion carried.
Yes, motion carried.
Evaluation.